Hello, hello, crafty friends. Happy Saturday. Stacy here. I jumped on just a few minutes early today just to make sure everything was good with technology. Hope you are having a wonderful Saturday so far. If you're joining me live, please say hi. I'd love to give you a shout out so I know who's joining with me. I have to get right to it today, friends, because I have a jam-packed class, lots and lots of techniques we're going to be seeing in today's class. So let me show you the cards. First of all, this is the gears and textures. I am so happy with this set. And as you can see, there's no sentiments, and that's totally okay because this is a very great set for manly cards. Any manly holiday you can create using these stamps and dies. It's so much fun. And then just adapt it with all of those sentiments we have in our stash. I think I used, I don't know, maybe 4 of the stamp sets from my stash. Hey Jean, how you doing? So just you're going to use any stamp sets in your stash. So what's great about is if you receive my kit, purchase my kit this month, my pre-cut kit, you can create these cards exactly the same because I send you all the dies. You just need to adapt to your own sentiments. Now you may see something fun on this card. Look at that, the wheel is spinning. So fun. I'm going to tell you all about those wheels that and gears spinning you've been seeing online. Here's another card that we're going to spin these wheels, and you don't have to use the spinners if you don't want. You can absolutely then just pop these up. So here's card 1. Again, lots of techniques in this class. This is card 2. Here's card 3, again with that wheel. I love the inside of this card. And then card 4. And guess what? We are pulling out our brayer. So again, I told you we're using lots of things in this class. We're using blending brush, markers. We're using these things. Remember these daubers? We're going to use some daubers. We're using our, what the heck was that thing called? Yeah, this thing. We're using that. So we're going to have lots of fun in today's class and just maybe think about some things you haven't used before. And that's what we are going to be playing with today. So like I said, this is going to be a long class perhaps. So I will, when I post the replay up to YouTube, I'll be sure to put chapters so you can just jump from card to card. So let's get started. This is card 1, and I'm not going to go into all the information about me because you can find all that, my links and everything. And if you've been following me, you know how to get my card kits and my tutorials. But this is the stamp set. Love, love, love it. Here is the die set. Again, 10 out of 10. And then I used in this class, which is still available, the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And that was for where's my cards? That was for this card right here. That's what we're going to brayer. That was what I could not remember. We're going to brayer this background. So that was used for card 4. So you can substitute with any 3D embossing folder that you may have. But if you pick up my kit, you will get all the pieces and parts just like this that you will see. So again, don't forget your envelopes. I'm just going to show you. We're not going to do that in today's class, but I'll just show you each one what I did. I stamped a little bit on the envelope here. So this is our outside and this is our inside. All right, I have all my supplies on my desk. I have my Stampin' Scrub and my Stampin' Mist, everything. And I have all of my inks on the blocks. And I will tell you, for this class, I think I used almost every single stamp. There's just like 3 tiny, tiny, tiny little stamp sets I didn't use. Oh, and I didn't use the bulb. So I didn't use the bulbs on this card, but aren't any of my cards. So, all right, this is what you'll get. We will leave the envelope in here. We won't do any of that in the class. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at these great pieces. Look at these chains. So these two layer together. Let me bring in my silicone mat. I'm definitely going to need that. And I'm sitting today. I threw my back out last week, so I do not want to stand. So, oh, and I did use the stylish shapes for this um, banner. That's the only one in today's class that I used the stylish shapes for. But as you know, I always use that. So here is our card base, just a regular A2 size card base. Look at these dies. I just want to show you, this is a lot of the pieces that you get, but how great are these? Awesome, right? Let me just zoom in. Let's see if that's in frame. Yeah, look at that. I love these pieces. So just think of any type of manly card. Just look at how great this looks. Put anything you want there. Happy retirement, right? Happy birthday. You're the best. Thank you for a man. So great set. Definitely get it. Okay, enough about that. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to move all these gears to the side. We'll play with this and we'll talk about how that's spinning just a little later, but we want to get all of our stamping done. So we're going to bring in, we need our banner. And we need, so here is our layers. Let's get our layers together. This is going to be for the inside. This is going to be for the front. So we just need those two to get started. Move this out of the way. And what's our inside? Okay, so we're going to start with the inside. Let me bring in some scrap paper. Okay, so what we're going to do is I am going to use, for this card, I'm using Secret C and Basic Gray, and I'm doing first and second generation stamping. That's what's on this card. So I'm going to use Basic Gray, and I'm going to focus on my top and bottom corner, and I'm going to use, I don't know what we want to call this, but this is the stamp set, okay? To me, it's like sand, perhaps. So we're going to use that one and we're going to use this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my basic gray. I have a piece of, oh, this is not scrap. Here's my scrap. I have a piece of scrap nearby. And what I'm going to do is I am going to ink this up. Now, second generation means exactly that. I'm going to stamp it on scrap once. That's first generation. Now I'm going to come over in the corner here. That's second generation. So you see, you get two variations of that color ink pad. Awesome, right? All right, we're going to repeat that just to get that top corner. Just like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to take this and I want to do about half of that, just kind of coming off the side. Now I am going to use first generation stamping here. So I'm just going to go right down to my paper, just like that, just so you can see the difference and the offset of the colors. Okay, so that's all we need for our inside stamping. All right, I'm going to move that to the side for a moment. I'm going to come in now and we are going to do our banner here. Now, I'm going to use same stamp and same concept. Second generation. As you can see, I covered all of that and then I stamped my second sentiment. So second generation for that lighter shade is my background and then my sentiment is in first generation. So that's all I'm going to do. Just like that. Now we're going to snip a part of this off, but that's okay. I'm still going to cover the whole thing because I don't know where it's going to land. Okay, so just like that. Do that to your banners before you put your sentiments on there. Oh, we got to do our sentiment because it just adds additional depth, right? And dimension to your sentiments. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Okay, so now I'm just using, this is actually from a paper pumpkin. Actually, it was last year's Father's Day paper pumpkin. It just says Happy Father's Day to you. Now, I'm going to stay to the left as much as I can. I'm not going to center this because I'm going to snip some of that off. So I'm going to stay as far to the left as I can. So again, first generation stamping. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I gotta look over. Good. All right. So that is good for this. We're going to put this out of the way now. Now, what we're going to do is we are going done with that sentiment. We're going to come in with our top layer. This is our top layer for our card. So we're going to build this whole background now. All right. There's going to be lots of different things we are going to do now. I'm still going to stick with my basic gray for a moment, and I'm going to take a blender brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of blending. I'm going to do right here on my card and right here on my card. And then just maybe like a quick pass, right? So if you see the depth, you really see I only have ink blending more around there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So how I do this is I just get some ink on my blender brush. I'm going to come in with that scrap again, and I just like to let's get a lot of ink on here. And then I just want to get it off, get a lot of that excess off because I want it light. And I'm just going to blend lightly. So I'm just going to focus up here. Again, no right or wrong. Now I can see this is very light and that's how I want it. And I can see that, but it may be a little hard to pick up in the video. And that's okay. Just believe me. Okay. And then I'm going to put some here. You can see it. I see a little bit of it in the video. Anyone crafting today? Hope you're crafting. If you're catching the replay on YouTube, please let me know. I love all the friends I've been connecting with on YouTube, and then they find their way to my personal group and have all the fun that we have in there. Okay, I think that's good, right? This is very subtle, just for that background. Okay, good. I will get that out of the way. Now what I'm going to do, I wonder if I used, I think I did use the basic gray. So again, however you want, just a mixture of basic gray and secret C. So now I'm coming in with a dauber, okay? And I'm daubing in my basic gray. And remember, we used to ink edges all the time. I definitely used no, I used that. Okay. Remember that? Like, just gives it that distressed look. And hey, when we're making manly cards, this is when we want to pull out all those techniques and things we do. And you can be a little messy and grungy, right? Totally, totally works. So that's what we're doing. We're just getting a little grungy and messy here, just inking those edges. Okay. I think that's about good for me. Okay. Make that grungy. We're done there. All right, now what I'm going to do is, since I have my basic gray out, actually, to be honest, I think that's where I did most of my, I don't even know if I use Secret C on this one, but it looks like mostly basic gray. So well, I definitely know Secret C is on card 2. So maybe I just only used basic gray for card 1, but that's what I'm going with for this card. All right. What am I going to do now? Now what I'm going to do is I am going to, do we want to emboss now? No, we're going to emboss last. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to take this cluster again, and I'm going to second generation stamp, maybe about 4 clusters. Again, not so much. I don't want to overpower this card. I think that's looking great. Great so far. We're going to do one more coming off the card down here. Okay, perfect. All right, now next is I am going to take doobie doobie doo. We are going to take our stamping blend. I think I am done for now with this ink. Oh no, I do have one more little stamp that I did not get on my block that I see that I used here, and I do not want to cut any corners. Where is my stamps? Here they are. Okay. I forgot to pull out that little stamp set right there, but you'll get to see every stamp I used in this set. Okay. All right. Where is that? Here it is. Or didn't use. It's not in that. Okay. And if you shop with me this month, you'll get my tutorial free, $25 order, or you can instantly download my tutorials, come with all of your diagrams and go through everything, and it will link back to this video. So we're going to do a few of these, some second generation on these. Those are just like some grid lines. So you just put a couple of those around. I think maybe we'll do another one up there. I think that's kind of good, right? Cool. Want to do another one right there? Yeah. I just don't want, no, I don't want it. I don't want anything to really overpower. Okay, we are done now with our ink pad. Okay, this ink pad. Now what we're going to do, I need to clean this off. So let me clean that. We are going to emboss a little bit. So now I am going to take the chain and I'm going to take this grid and we are going to, I'll show you. See there, I have the chain there. A few of those grids. Those are heat embossed using silver embossing powder. So that's what we were going to do. So first we're going to stick with this guy. So I'm going to just maybe half on the paper like I did that one. I'm do another one right here. And maybe another one right just like that. Now we're going to come in and turn all my thumb down to get it going. Okay. Let's heat that up. I'm going to come in with my silver embossing powder and sprinkle that over top of where I stamped. Okay. There we go. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't blow that over and make a mess. Sorry, apologize for the noise. I'm going to come in with my heat gun now. And heat those. You'll see it'll turn silver. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with that chain. Going to do the same thing. And see, now I put that up there and that's where my chain was going. So we are going to just change the direction of our chain. And I only need a little part of this, not the whole thing inked up. So I'm going to go right there. Then maybe we're going to come across there. Just putting it in a different direction. Totally fine. Just right there. And again, we are going to take that embossing powder. Sprinkle that on top. And I love layering this over stamps. That's why you want to do this last. You want to get all your stamps where you want them in place. And then finish off with coming in with that embossing. Okay. Love it. Now, looks like I need a little bit more embossing powder right there. Just sprinkle some more on. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to dump this in because y'all know me. We're only on card 1 here. I got lots more. I will have messes all over the place, but we are done with the silver embossing powder. Card 2, we're going to use this gorgeous copper. It looks so beautiful. embossed. So, but we are done with silver. So let me come out with my heat tool and we will finish off those chains. I know, Susan. Well, I actually have been using embossing powders a lot lately. I was like the same as you're saying. I always forget about it. And last year, I think I started using it a lot more. And my blending brushes, right? Like there's just so many little techniques we forget about. Okay, so there's our background. How cool is that? So no right, no wrong, just grunge. Oh, and now for the final step is we are going to come in now with our blending, our Stampin' Blends, and I am using Dark Secret Sea, and I'm going to use, actually you can use either end, the chisel or that you can use either end. I'm going to use, I think, the chisel. I'm going to stand up for this. Okay. So what you want to do is you're going to take your cap and you're going to flick off, and that's going to make those splatters. Can you see those splatters? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go fairly close. Actually, we want to use the brush tip side. Yeah. See? And you can kind of control where you put it. I think that's good. Just like that. So you can splatter any color Stampin' Blend marker you have, you can splatter. Look at all those techniques we used on this card. All right, now I can get this out of the way because I am done with that for now. I would love to sit back down. Okay, now what we are going to do, I think we are done stamping. I think we are. Now I'm going to come in with my other layers. So I need one for the front. So I'm going to adhere all this together. And I have a few tape runners by me because chances are it will run out. It always does. One of them will, or two of them will. Not like that hasn't happened before. Okay, and then we're going to layer this on top here. Love it. I love this set. Definitely good for scrapbooking as well. And now we're going to come in with our card base and adhere that to the front. Oh, I got adhesive on my table. It is a beautiful weekend here in Florida. I am sorry. I don't want to make anybody envious, but we've had our fair share, us Floridians. We live here for a reason, and it has been cold. I know it's been cold everywhere, but it's going to be beautiful this weekend. I cannot wait tomorrow. Well, I'm definitely going out in my pool a little bit today. But then tomorrow, my husband's home. He's off, and we're supposed to go to a seafood festival in Grant, Florida. I don't know if we're going to. Now that it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, I might rather just go to the beach or something. So we'll see. I don't feel like walking around a field or a festival um, sweating. I'd rather be in my pool or on the beach. I hope the weather has definitely subsided for a lot of my friends all around the US. Okay, I think we're done. We could now, I would stamp, your sentiment, whatever sentiment you want to say on the inside here. So the outside of my card is Happy Father's Day. Or when you have it stamped like this, you don't even need to put a sentiment stamped on the inside. You could just write. Okay, so now let's build this. So I want to take my chain and my silicone mat. And I want to, actually, I'm too heavy when I push with that one. Where's my other adhesive this? Because I don't want to, these are a little delicate. I want to get adhesive on my chain here. And then put these two together. And then if you see any adhesive in that bothers you, just rub it off. It doesn't really bother me. Okay. Now you can get adhesive going on this and this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, I'm going to cut this in half. So you see this chain, right? I'm going to cut it in half and put a piece at the top and a piece at the bottom, and I'll know that my big wheel will cover that. So it's fine. I put the adhesive on it. That doesn't matter. Okay. So all I'm going to do is put one piece at the bottom just for, purposes of alignment. So it looks like it goes to the whole card. And we're going to just rotate it, kind of a line right up, and do one piece at the top. Right? So it looks like it's long, but now this will cover that. So perfect. Okay. Our ladder, we're going to take this ladder, get some adhesive going on that. Put that right about there. Okay. All right, you have a little gear in here. Oh, I think I put the wrong one in. I meant to cut that one, but doesn't matter. There's a little gear. You can pop this up if you want. Just put that kind of right there. All right. So now this is the cutout of this. When you die this ring, this piece comes out in the middle. So I saved it because I wanted to back my wheel up with that. All right. So all I'm going to do is flip that over like that. And I'm just going to use a little piece of Scotch tape in two spots just to hold that in place. One there. And one there. Okay. So now you don't see through your wheel. So when I put that down, it's completely covered. Now I'm going to just put this completely down on my project. So I'm just going to get adhesive on this because this is just going straight down. Okay. So now I want to line up just like this. So see how I'm covering now that it looks like it's right behind it. Just on top, just like that. All right. Now this is going to go right there. Okay. So you want to get some adhesive on that. That is going to go down right there. Okay. Next, here I have the little button, like a cover, or you can use these things just for a little dimension on that cover. Just put that in the middle, whichever one you use. They both work. So on this card, I used that one. All right. So how to make this turn. So in my tutorial, I have a link to Amazon to these rotating bearings that I bought, 7mm and 10mm. I bought them both to try. They both work in all of the gears that you would want to spin. So for the purpose of this card, I'm just going to use a small one, but you certainly can use a big one here if you had the 10mm ones. It doesn't really matter. So what you do with these, I'll show you. So you see it has like a flat, larger end, and then this little rotating bearing right here. I think these are for sewing or something. I don't know, or jewelry making. So what you want to do is you want to put your adhesive or a glue dot, and then you're going to stick that right down to the middle of your gear. And then you're going to put a glue dot on the top. And then you're going to adhere these two. So we're going to do them. If I wasn't on camera right now, I would use like a strong adhesive for the bottom, but I'm going to do glue dots. So again, I'm just going to use a glue dot. I'm going to put 2 at the bottom of the flat base. Okay. And I'm just going to put this right in the middle of my large gear. Okay. I got to pull that off. I went a little too far over. Hold on. It's hard when card's not directly in front of me. Okay. There you go. So there is my gear, and just push that down. So that little piece, it's hard for you to see, but that's moving now. So now you're going to take the underside of this and you're going to put a glue dot right in the center. Okay, so I have a glue dot right in the center, and that now is going to go right in the middle of my gear. How cutesy cutesy. And then it spins. So cute. And they look a little wonky sometimes when they're spinning. They're fun, you know. Um, fun. Okay, now I'm gonna take my banner. I'm gonna put some adhesive, 3D adhesive on that. I'm going to put it on the front where we stamped. So get some adhesive there and pop that up. Okay, and now I'm gonna kind of eyeball. We want up to Happy Father's Day. So I am going to take my scissor and just snip right to there. Okay, so now I know I can get some more adhesive going on this. Perfect. So now when I lay that, it's gonna go right there. Such a fun card. So you can see this one, my gear is a little higher. You know, it doesn't really matter. And if I wanted, I could really put I could have moved this over here and put this at the bottom. I don't want to, oh, I didn't even glue it down. I might do that now that I was able to do that. That's what we're going to do. We are just going to reverse this card and make the banner be at the bottom. Just like that. Love it. Then we are going to put, where should we put this gear? I think I'm just going to put this gear right there. What do you think? Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And now I'm going to come in with those Moody Palette Glossy Dots. These are the black ones. And I'm just going to come in with a few of these. We'll put one there. And then I'll do a little one. So again, like I said, lots of techniques in this card. It's going to take a lot of time, today's class. So this is card 1. We just finished card 1. The other ones are not going to be as long as this. This, I would say, is probably our longest card. Let me stand up a moment so I can clean up just a little. I will send you the link. Mom, are you talking about the bearings? These things? I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link for them. Okay, so here's card 1. I'm going to get that out of the way. And I'm going to bring in card 2 so you can just start examining that. I know I'm going to need my stamps, so I just got to do a quick clean. Love that copper embossing powder and that. Look at that cardstock. That is gorgeous. What is that? That is What is that? What are you see me making my directions? And look, here's the link to the Amazon for those bearings, mini rotating bearings. What is that specialty paper? It's the textured metallic specialty paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's different. I love it. Okay. We are moving on to card 2. Did I clean all my stamps? Yes, I did. So we are going to be using Secret C. Again, I have another stamp. This one is called You're the Best There Is. This is again from last year's Paper Pumpkin for Father's Day as my sentiment. Here is what I did, first and second generation gear on the back for my envelope. And the bits and pieces, we will get started. So fun. Just look at that. Gorgeous. Okay. You're excited for the rainy, cool day you're having. Beautiful 50 degrees, rainy day. Perfect day to craft, right, Susan? Perfect day. Okay, I'm going to sit back down. I'm going to take a seat. Okay. Oops. Destroy everything in my craft room. All right, we're using beautiful Secret C paper or cardstock. We're going to stamp a few of those chains on the inside. I put this on the insides because it's just slightly off 1/8 of an inch. And if you get one of my card kits, you'd know which one it was. Okay, so here we have a strip of that beautiful metallic. Here's our gears. Okay, and then this is for our front stamping. So we're going to do all of our stamping first. This is also for the front. This is for stamping. This is for stamping. This is just a layer. So we don't get all confused. Let's get our white layer on our card base and get it out of the way. You know me, this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Love my 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So that we know now this is our inside stamping layer. Okay, so here we're just going to put our card off to the side. We'll do it here. I have so much on my desk already, it's getting a mess. All right, let's do our stamping. We're going to start with this right here, the Secret C layer. Let's turn this over. Okay, so this is Secret C cardstock. And what's absolutely beautiful is when you do tone on tone stamping. See that? So that's all we're going to do. Just use a variety of stamps and do just hit a few spots. So we're going to use that. We're going to use this. It looks like a splatter. What else do I have on here? And I had this, and I also used this. So whatever you want, just put a few stamps around. So that's what we're going to do first. So I'm just going to do this and hit. Let me move in a little bit. Okay. So we got that there. Then I'm going to take this gear. Just one there. There. Okay. Tone on tone stamping. We're going to take this splatter. Just going to just like that. We're going to take this. So we are customizing our own background paper, right? Okay, that's all I want to do for that. Leave that there a second so you can kind of see if you wanted to follow. All right, that piece we are done with. Okay, we are going to come in with that piece that I said was for the inside. We're going to grab that chain and let me show you the inside. We're just going to do 3 steps. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, so you would just, without any ink, stamp, then stamp, then stamp. Okay, that's all we're going to do. So I'm going to get some ink, and I know I don't need my entire chain inked up. Okay, one, let's ink it up again. Just a little hair over, two, and we'll put that again. Three. Okay, love it. Right? We will put this, if I can find the card base. I don't know where I put it. Here it is. We'll put that with our card base. Now we want to come in with, here is our top layer here. Now you notice I only used that splatter type stamp, and I left the bottom kind of open for my sentiment. So just be mindful of the sentiment you're going to use. So I'm just going to stamp my sentiment first, because I know that's going in the lower portion. All right. And then I'm going to take this stamp, second generation now. So I'm going to stamp off my page and then fill this in as much as I want now, however I feel. Now, you know, your deal is going to be there too, but some of this poking through the background will be cool. So I think I'm going to do a little bit more on this one. How's that? Want to put another one there? Why not? Building this card just a little different. All right, cool. Oh wait, I've got to get some now over here because now it looks silly that it doesn't match. Here we go. A little underneath. Just go to town, right? Okay, there. Love it. Grungy. It's okay. Manly cards are grungy. Okay, so we can set this aside. Now we're going to come in with this last panel here. All right, we're first going to do, again, series of some second and first generation stamping. So I'm going to use this piece, this stamp right here, and I'm going to second generation stamp that. So I'm going to stamp once, and then I'm going to come in like this. Okay. I am going to do another one on there, second generation, maybe going like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take that splatter. We're going to second generation this. We're pretty much going to second generation everything but one stamp. Did I tell you how much this is a great set for manly cards? Okay, that's good. How about this gear? Now the gear, we will do first and second generation. So one, two, throw a few of these on there, right? And it's okay if you overlap. One, you wouldn't want to, if you overlapped, ink again if you're going to second generation. All right, that looks good. All right, we're going to take this guy right here, put some second generation of that one. Okay. We're going to hold on that one. We're going to hold on this one. And here it is. Okay, this guy. We want to put a few of these. Okay. Now, I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do is, oh wait, no, one more. I want to take this arrow. See that bold arrow? We're going to do this in first generation. Kind of going to put that right there at the bottom. If you see, here's my sample card. See how I just have that at the bottom? So we're going to do that. And we're going to also take this thin one and put a first generation there. So we're going to put this push nice and firm there so you get that bold. Yep. Then I'm going to take, remember that little one? We're going to do a first and second generation on that one. So one here first, and then we'll do a second. Just like that. Okay. Now we are done. That looks wonderful, darlings. Okay, now what we are going to do, we got a lot going on there. It's pretty loud, so I'm going to flip it over. What we are going to do now is we're going to come in with that Versamark, and we are going to use metallic copper embossing powder, and it's right there. Look at how gorgeous it is. So we're just going to put a few of these small gear stamps overlapping, doesn't matter. Just get them on the page. So we're going to overlap that one. Okay. Cover that. We're going to come in with our coffee filter and our, I don't remember. Oh, here we go. There, and there. I think that was it. I like to jiggle it around a little bit. Okay. Just to make sure it all goes in. Perfect. That looks about right. Because based on where I'm going to put my sentiment, I think that looks good. Let's get this back in here. I think this is the end of our embossing. The next two cards shouldn't really take that long. Oy, 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 look at my timing. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I need to make my cards simpler and not have such long classes. All right, we're going to heat this up. It's so beautiful, this copper. But it's okay because you can come back and you can watch it. And like I said, the replay, I will have chapters. So you can go fast forward to the cards. All right. So pretty. Look at that shine. And I got a little bit in that arrow. That's okay. A little bit of extra glitter stuck to that. All right, we're good now. So I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to bring in my card base. I'm going to adhere the inside. Again, don't forget your envelopes. Stamp some gears, first in generation, or do that chain. That'd be kind of cool on the side of your envelope. So it matches. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to see there's a little bit of 1/8 of an inch of the white showing. So you're going to want to adhere this down now. Make sure you get adhesive right to the edge because this paper kind of started to curl when we were heating it. Okay. So for this, I would just go and leave a little tiny poke of that 1/8 of an inch showing. Perfect. Now this panel, okay, you're just going to, I wouldn't butt it up against, I'll show you a trick because then look, you're not symmetrical. So if you want, I would just line it up, a little bit of that 1/8 of an inch, but you see that gap? That's okay, because that's what that little surgical tape is for. So that's what I like to do. Is just put my 1/8 of an inch, line it up with that other panel. And that's okay. Let me hold it up close so you can see. I'm perfectly lined up. But you see that little sliver of a gap? It's all right, because we're going to take this jammy And we are going to get adhesive on it. We are just going to cover the seams. I call that my surgical tape. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to adhere these two panels together. We're going to get dimensional on that. One more piece for the middle. So again, if you shop with me, you will $25 order in the month of March. You will get this tutorial free. I'll automatically email it to you. I start emailing them out. Actually, once I see your order, I will email it out because the tutorial's done. I just can't put it up on my website until this video airs so I can add the link. So I'm offsetting that. Let me show you what I mean. Like my tutorial is completely done. I just need the link for the video. All right, so we're going to take this large gear and we're just going to put it there kind of hanging off the card, and we're not doing anything else with this gear. But if you wanted to maybe add a ring or something more, absolutely go ahead. I'm just going to put a little bit because it's going to hang off kind of like that. Right? Then take this small gear. Oh, did I lose a gear? I know two of them came out. I lost a gear because one goes over top here and one is supposed to go here, but we'll have to skip that one for right now. I'm sure it's probably on my floor or something. Oh, also, if you want, would be cool is maybe if you embossed a copper gear right there. Right, that's going to go right in the middle, just like that. And then this one is going to go right about there. All right, we don't have one for right there. Where the heck did that go? One extra one in here. Let's see. I do not. No, I won't. All right, I'll have to get another one cut out and put it there. But here you go. Here is card 2. Let me stand up. Card 2. So fun. All right, moving right along. Let me clean up. Let me clean my stamps a second. Oh, the net card 3. Oh, this card is super fun and colorful. So, again, think of so many different color variations with this set. Um, because there is no cardstock that goes along with it, any DSP, so to speak, collection that you can really match whatever theme you want to go with on your card, and you're really just using cardstock. So it is great for that. Okay, where is card 3? This card, lemon lime twist, coastal cabana, black and white, great colors together. And that's what this card is. So that's what I have. Again, I have from my stash. Oh, and one I missed that I do need to clean for this card. So I have a happy birthday sentiment from my stash. All right. Fun card. Okay. And I have my inks. Oh, listen. I don't know if you saw, if you're part of my group or you see going around, Stampin' Up as finally taking the close to my heart packaging that they bought the rights to. So y'all know this is our Stampin' Up stamp pads, right? People have a problem with them. I personally don't right now, but I could see where people have an issue. But if you remember, close to my heart, I still have some of my ink pads. They were magnetic like this. Yeah. Next catalog, we're getting magnetic ink pads. So if you need ink pads and you don't, and you want to start to convert over to this style because they're different sizes and shapes, you might want to hold off because we're getting new ones coming up. All right, I just wanted to make sure I told everybody that in case you missed my announcement. All right, look at these beautiful colors: Coastal Cabana, Lemon Lime Twist, and then just Memento. All right, what did I do here? Oh, back of the envelope, I did first and second generation of that. So be sure to stamp your envelope. All right, here's our bits and pieces for this card. Love the black. Okay, so we have the ladder. Here's our chain, this grid panel. Got those gears and the rings again. Another gear and another gear. All right, we're just going to move that back in a pile. And we need our inside pieces. Are these two? And then our front, we're missing a black piece. Here it is. Okay, that is for our sentiment. This is for our sentiment, and this is our stamping. Okay, so we want to take our actually, we're going to do our stamping first, but we're going to do the inside so we don't confuse which panel goes with which. So what I did here, you're going to take that, your basic white panel. Okay. Bring it. Some scrap. Okay. You are going to find this stamp right here. And we are going to do second generation of each color down at the end. So let's do a Coastal Cabana. Let's bring a piece of scrub. Okay, it's light, but it's there. I promise you. All right, now we are going to close this. I've got to clean this really quick. That's the great thing about the Stampin' Scrub because it has the dry side. You can instantly dry your stamps. Okay, repeat that. Okay. Now, oh, we need the lemon lime. We're going to keep that. Oh, I'm just cleaning it. Now you're going to take this stamp right here. So what I did was I did one and then another one. Look. See? One and then another one. And then, so that's like a background, and then you can stamp anything you want on it. But I second generationed those lines. Okay, so here's one. Now I'm going to go up top. One. Okay, do that same thing. And then just where the line meets, do another one. Let me hold it up. See if you can see that. There you go. When I hold this. So see, I just stamped it. You actually even see where the lines perfectly overlap. And that now is just a base for your sentiment. Like, let me show you. If I was doing this stamp right here, I would now stamp in the middle there. So see how this is peeking through? The background's peeking through, but I can't find where I put that stamp, so I don't know where it is. So I'm just going to leave this blank for right now because I don't know where it is. I'm serious. I've looked everywhere before I went live today. We're just going to close this up for a moment, and we are going to adhere these together and then get it down in our card so it's out of our way. Just like that. And we'll bring in our card base, and we will Yes, I totally agree with you, Janet. Janice, I love, um, just having like a little extra something in the background, right? So it's just not plain white. I love that. That's why with the envelopes, I'm always saying stamp your envelopes. Okay, so now we can get this out of the way, and we're going to bring in these two white pieces now. Okay, for this is super easy. Just stamp whatever sentiment. So I was using Happy Birthday to You. If I can ever find it, here it is. I have Happy Birthday to You. Let me line that up. This is from the Birthday Piggy. Forgot the name of the stamp set, and I just want to stamp this in my memento. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just happy birthday to you right in the center. Okay. You can adhere this together now with its mat, the basic black mat, and set that aside. All right. Now you're going to come in, we're going to bring our scrap back in, and we're going to come in with our top panel now. And again, create a random background. So I'm going to first start with Coastal Cabana, and I'll bring in that ring again. And I'm going to do, I wonder let me just make sure. I want to just see my first and second. No, I did first on the front of the card. So we're gonna try to follow the similar pattern. I really like the way it came out. Okay, I'm gonna clean this. And now I'm gonna come in with lemon lime twist and put about two of them on here. Maybe a second generation off there. Perfect. Okay. Now I need my basic gray. We are going to take this guy and get a second generation of that. Put one there. I see I have one in the background here. And I think that's about all. I'm just trying to follow my similar design. Keep my basic gray out, and you want to take this, and we're going to throw a few of these second generation around now. Doesn't matter where they overlap, but this is a great stamp to use for last because you would want this to overlap everything. Okay, that's about it. Perfect for stamping. Right, get this out of the way. We are going to bring in our card base. All right, just going to adhere that straight to the front. Just like that. Think of this card even with like pinks or something, right? And it could be for a female. All right. This we're going to put some foam dimensional on. So that is going to be popped up. Okay. So now we're going to take our large gear and we're going to get Come on. Oh, look, it ran out. One. Okay. So far, one. I don't want to use say Stampin' Up because I need light. Okay, we're just going to adhere this together. Don't, sometimes I mumble to myself, just ignore me. Okay, this is going to go here. Then we're going to start building this. We need a little bit of adhesive on the, stuck to my finger on the back of this guy. These are so little. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to get adhesive on the whole back of this and then put it in the middle. All right, I'm going to show you how to build, put this on now in a different way. So now we're going to use one of those bigger ones, the 10 millimeter bearings. And I can also use for this one a large one too. It will still cover it. Let me show you. So it doesn't matter if you have, see, you see that there? It still covers it. So we'll use two large ones because I'm running out of my small ones. Okay. Doop, doop, doop. All right. So now what we want to do, that's going to go right about there. We'll figure. Let's start building. So we want our chain is going to go right there. Let's be delicate and get some adhesive on that. We will just put this right down. Just like that. Love the way that looks. All right, we're going to take our ladder and we're going to trim that in half. Actually, I think we throw a little piece of it away. Because we want a little piece there. Just like that. Yeah, because see, that's not that big there. So I just cut a little piece of that off too. So we just want like, maybe like that much. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Okay. So that is going to go right there. Now you can just use foam, right? But that will go right there. This, now we got to visually set this up, will go right there. That will go right there. Okay. So let's get our sentiment down. Okay. There's my sentiment. Now, I know I want this right there. So I'm going to put this down, right down to the paper. And I'm just going to use liquid glue, a nice dot of green glue there, because I'm going to let this sit for a while. Now that larger side, I'm just going to lay down. I'm just going to drop it right down there. I just dropped it down. Okay. Same deal here. I'm going to put a dot of glue where I want this to go. Okay. There's my glue right there. I'm going to just drop down this flat side and just let that settle into place. I'll push it down so it gets flat, and I'm just going to let that settle in place for a while. Okay. Now I'm going to take this piece right here, this grid. Probably should have put this on first, because now it's going to overlap my chain, but that's okay. Wonder if I can cut a piece of that chain off. Ooh, I can. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to cut a piece of my chain. Look at that. We just performed crafting surgery live on Facebook. Okay. All right, what's next? What's next? Okay, we got this gear. Where's this gear go? Is this my extra gear? No, for another card. Okay, well, we'll just put this somewhere. We'll put that right there. Go. It's just gonna go right there. It looks like it goes right there. We got an extra gear here. Cool, cool beans. Put that right there. See, these are still wet. You just want that to just dry in place. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to put, um, I could do liquid glue right on top of here. That kind of exploded with a bubble. That's okay. Wow, I got bubbles coming out. It's like my green glue's got gas. All right. And now you're just going to put this right on top. Take something that you can like push down gently and leave it there. Don't touch it. If you want to do it the glue way, same deal here. Get some glue. Okay. Turn your wheel over, flop it down. Oh, that looks cool with that other wheel coming off underneath that. Now, we're just going to leave it, but after it dries, then they'll be able to move. This one keeps getting stuck because the way I put it on. Okay, so we are just going to leave it for a second. And now I'm going to use these Fox bronze pentagons. These are heavy. They're like, feel like copper pennies or something. I'm going to take a few of these and drop them around. We're going to put a large one here. I got a little ink smudge there, so I'm going to put a little one just to cover that up right there. That's okay. We're allowed to do that. Look, that one's spinning. It's starting to dry. And then we want another one here and a little guy here. No, actually, because I put the one there, I always like to use 3. So we're just going to use those 3. Okay, so we're going to let the one we just made dry, but here is card 3. So fun. All right, we are moving along. Yay, yay, yay. I'm excited. We're almost to the end, but now we are gonna have fun with our brayer, something we have not played with in a long time. Actually, I think I did. I think I did a video not too long ago using my brayer. But I don't need many stamps, so I don't have to worry about cleaning my stamps. I'll do all that later. Okay, here is the card we're going to be making. Did I do anything? I didn't do anything on my envelope here. And in case Stacy messes up on camera, I have a couple more and I have one already made. So, hey, you got to be prepared. Okay. This is what you get, or you need to prepare. Okay, that's all my pieces. All right, so let's get everything we can get done, and we're going to leave our brayering to the end. But this is that exposed brick 3D embossing folder. How cool does that look? This is basic beige, so it's kind of hard to catch on this shade, but I can see it, so I know you can too. Okay, so we're just going to move that off to the side. I'm going to sit down. And this card should not take long at all. I say that now. Okay, here's our sentiment layer. Here's our wheel. See that? We want that little tiny dot. That is the middle of that when you die cut it out. And I threw them all away for the other ones, but we're going to keep it for that one. So we want that. We have 2 of these. And one of those. This. Okay. Our letter. and that. Okay, so we are going to, where's this go? Do we need that? Yes, this is for that. Okay, so we are going to adhere our inside because we don't, for this class, we have no stamping, but I would suggest before you do this, Steph, you stamp however you want your basic beige layer and then put that inside your card. All right. So now what we're going to do is you are going to take, all right, we got some inks. We're going to, for this card, we are going to use crumb cake and early espresso. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your crumb cake. Oh, I lied. We do need to clean a couple of stamps. I need the little gear. Let me clean these stamps. We need the little gear and we need this little guy. That's it. Just these two stamps. Okay. So in our crumb cake, I believe in second generation, let me test that. Hmm. Hold on. Actually, maybe it's early espresso. It might be. It's early espresso. Okay. So using your early espresso ink, you're going to take your sentiment layer and you just want to add a few. Yeah, it's that second generation images. Just like that. Then you're going to take that wheel and do the same thing. Okay. So I kind of just did a few little background stamps, right? You can see that now. And then again from my stash, this is from the long time no see. I took that happy birthday and in first generation, I'm just going to stamp happy birthday. Cool. All right. So there's that banner. We are done stamping now. We need to build and we need to brayer. So let's brayer. So we are going to get our scrap paper. All right, actually, I need a new piece of scrap. 1 second. Here, we'll use this. I got a piece of scrap. And we are going to get our brayer. Now, one thing with our brayer, this is the newer brayer. I believe Stampin' Up! Had an older one. So this is this one, if this is the one you have or you buy a new one. You see it has these two pegs. You always, when you're resting, you want it to rest, if you can see, on those legs. So your roller is not on the floor, on the table. Now, when you're using it, you want the feet pointed up. Okay, so this is the way you use it. This is the way you rest it when you're between using it. And I use baby wipes to clean it because if you're using different colors or whatnot. But anyway, okay, so here's my finished card, but I had already made a panel just in case I messed up on camera. I had one ready to go. But that's all we're doing. So this is basic beige. I ran it through the embossing machine and then I got this, right? It's just 3D embossed. So those raised areas is where we're going to lightly, not so lightly, but that's where we are going to run with our brayer. So let me show you with no ink first. So if this were nicely inked up, I'm going to first get some ink off my paper. Think about when I do blending brushes or something like that. You want to get that like initial shocked color off your brayer. And then I'm just going to start coming in to my panel. If I need to go in with more ink, I go back into my ink pad and then I would brayer. So let's bring in, so this is the basic beige layer and I'm going to use crumb cake for this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, again, I make sure my feet are up, pointing upward, and I'm just going to go in my in my ink, short strokes, trying to cover my area with the ink. Can you see it on there? No. Okay, but watch, it's there. Now I'm going to run, okay, get some of it off. Now I'm going to come in lightly. And then I can start applying more pressure when I feel like a lot of the ink is now off my brayer. This came out pretty good. So it's just getting ink there. You can see there, see that brick wall? It's just getting ink on the exposed areas. If you wanted to do a little bit more, you would come back in with your ink pad, get some ink on there. Again, get that initial off. And then if I wanted to come in right there, I come back in. Okay? So easy. Don't be afraid to do that. Since I have another panel out and I did mess up, let's just do it again. All right? So I get ink on my ink pad and just start going in. So think about all of our 3D embossed folders now of how you can get some ink down on them with only getting it on the raised areas. So now I'm done. I have ink on this, right? I want to put it down on the feet. I'm going to get this out of, let me show you with a baby wipe. So I take a baby wipe and I just clean this. That's it. Clean, good as new. Get rid of this, we're done with that. And that is our brayer. It's item number 162936. Super fun and different, right? Okay, we are gonna, is this crumb cake? Yeah. With my crumb cake, I'm gonna use my little finger dauber, get some ink on that. Now I'm gonna take my panel that I just created and I'm going to just stress a little bit those edges. I think this came out nice. Now, when you emboss your cardstock and you add ink to it, it kind of stretches your cardstock. So when you start to get your adhesive, if you use the tape runner adhesive, just be easy when you're pulling on it, that you don't want to rip your cardstock. Okay, we are done with inking. Let's get to putting this card together, and we're going to call this class finished. My longest class in 2 years doing classes, but that's okay. We're gonna end this one at an hour and a half, but that is okay. I hope everybody picked up lots of tips, techniques, revived some techniques, made you think about like, oh man, I forgot about that. I never do that enough. And you start doing it again. So you want to lay this down. Do I have my card closed right here? Hold on. Nope. Sorry. You want to lay this down. All right. Okay, so how we're going to build this card. So here's my sentiment. It goes edge to edge of the panel. Okay, that's that 4 1/8 inch. Okay, so I want my ladder to come out. So I'm kind of just visualizing all of this just for placement. And I want this under my ladder. So let's do that first. So keep our ladder here. Let's get some adhesive in this guy. Because this I know I wanted under, right about there. Okay, just like that. So now I have a visual spot that I can get my ladder down. And if I wasn't on camera, you guys, I'd be using more liquid glue on these things. Let's see, we want it to go right about like there. Looks good, right? Cool. Yeah, because that's going to go there. That's kind of how we're building that. So we need these two for the bottom, one of these. Okay, so this is for the bottom of the card. All right, so these two gears. So these we kind of want to connect together. See how, well, you don't see. Actually, let me move out. Okay, see how these are kind of a little connected together and overlapping? We're going to do the same thing. Put one a little higher than the other and just get a little bit of adhesive on from them so that just like that. See, I have them together. Let's move our sentiment. And these I would probably lay right there and put a little bit of Scotch tape and just get them situated and stuck down, just like that. All right? All right. So now I'm not going to pop that up. I'm just putting it straight down. So I want some strong adhesives. Oh my God, this looks like it's going to die. I see the red coming around. Do you see it? That's two. That's going to be two. Can we finish this card without it finishing on me? Okay. Oy. Okay. Wow, the Stampin' Seal is so strong. All right. Just like that. Love it. Okay, now we can build this bottom. So this is going to go straight to the cardstock, just like that. This one, we're going to take that little itty bitty, I'm going to use a little glue, I think. Little itty bitty gear cap or whatever you want to call these little thingies. Right there. That's going to go right there. Need that glue to dry. I'm going to have to use liquid glue. Okay. Told you I'm talking to myself. Ignore me. I'm just excited that I'm almost done here. I know I'm keeping everybody a long time, but this was a long class. Some classes are longer than others. What can I tell you? All right, we're going to put that kind of right there. Just hold that down. Thanks, Janice. All right, and then I want to, I need my, oh, darn it, darn it. Where are my mini dimensionals? The mini dimensionals. These are good for popping up these gears. Because it fits right there, so you really can't see it. Okay, and you want to pop this up right about there. All right, and now we're going to take this. All right. I am now, look what I am doing. I am taking that super tiny gold. It's not going to work. I have to do that at the end. Okay. We are going to take our gear, our little gear, and put it on top of the big gear. You'll see how you get that gold one on there. So just like this, you want to adhere these two together. Okay. Even though it's color on color, it's totally fine. All right. The way you're going to get that little gold dotty thing in there is take a little tiny dot of liquid glue, right? Now you're going to take your tweezers. I can't find mine. Here, I'm going to take this. I have a little pickup thingy. And you pick it up and put it inside. See? There you go. I got it in. So you can get that little piece in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the ring around the large gear. Like that. And then that's going to lay right there. I'm going to pop this one up. I want to pop this one on foam. Let's put one in the center. I don't need it to spin, but this you can, if you have the spinnies, this would be a cool card to spin. But I'm just going to put the gear. All right, we are just about finished. Thanks for those of you who stuck it out with me, as you always do. I appreciate it. All right, and we're going to pop that up as well. It's the last one, and then we got to put some gems. All right, we're going to come in again with those hexagon gems. And if I can find by card 4, you know I ain't finding nothing. Okay, we're going to put some of those hexagons, maybe one there. There. And a small one. Okay. Okay. Card 4 is finished. Yay! I can't believe we made it. All right, let me bring all the cards back in view. Okay. Card 4, card 3, spinny card, card 2, and card 1. I hope you enjoyed today's card class. Gears and textures. Lots of fun, lots of techniques, brayering, embossing, first and generation stamping. We did it all, spinning. We had lots of fun today. So thanks for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you come back or pick up this set. And I would love to see what you make. So join my private group because we love to share all of our inspiration in there. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend and happy crafting. Take care now.